Welcome to KLINK Africa, your holistic space that intertwines work, lifestyle, beauty, and wellness. We are your hosts, Siape Mafuyani and Karabo Nondumo. Today we are all about sisterhood, and we have two special guests joining us. Our beloved sisters Kgothatso Motshabi and Thato Lelaka. Today we reflect on both the challenges we face individually and collectively as sisters. Ladies, welcome!
Thank you.
So cool to have you here, joining us on studio. So Karabo, do you want to perhaps introduce these wonderful people?
Well, these two wonderful ladies are my sisters. We share a dad.
Yeah.
Last count there was...
Don't kill me.
I
think give take.
Every once in a while we have pop-ups. You know, a new brother or sister coming up. You know, my dad was that guy. But these are my sisters. I mean, you know me as an only child of both my parents. But, you know, when I found these souls later on, you know, as I was growing older and getting to know them, you know, my dad couldn't have done a better job.
Oh, and I love that.
He could not have done better.
I have siblings, so I'm one of four, and I remember us as little kids, and Kari always used to say, "Oh man, I wish I had siblings." So tell me about the moment Tell me about that moment. You know, your realization that you actually do have siblings.
Well, it happened over time.
Yeah.
So I knew of Thato and Tsepiso, our other sister, because their mom was living where my dad was living.
Right.
You know, my parents were divorced, so I used to go visit my dad, and I had a project over long holidays at school, and my dad says, "No, I'll take you to a library." You know, little did I know. Tato's mom was a lecturer at the college, so she came to greet me, made sure everything I need is there, and then she says, "Yo, Karabo, please take care of your sisters. You know you've got sisters." I'm like, "I do?" She says, "Yeah, you know you must meet them." And I remember those words. She always said, "Please take care of your sisters." You know, and she was all our moms were beautiful people. You know, I think we've been brought up in so much love that we can only.
He was blessed.
He was blessed.
Yeah, so lucky.
And then Kgothatso
then happened to us.
The
biggest blessing.
So we grew up, Thato and I, and Tepi as sisters. You know, my mom used to drive me to Tato's university to visit her.
Oh, wow.
And we'll get her tuck and
intentional about
it. Yeah, you know, she supported.
They'd come visit me and they'd be like, "Do you want data?" It was the time still is a data.
Yeah.
It was the biggest, like, and then you get me KFC or whatever.
You know, she was in Pretoria when we were in Joburg, so it was easier.
Great.
And then Kgoti we met much later. I think I was around my dad had just passed, and I was getting ready to be married at the time. And my stepmother, who's my father's wife, calls me. She says, "You have a sister." I'm like, "What? Another one?" Yes.
Oh, wow.
And you know, there was also another beautiful woman. You know, she just absolutely gave me love. I only know love from her. So she would, but in a way, she would do my dad's job.
Yeah.
You know, my brother was introduced to me by her. Kgoti was introduced to me by her. My dad never took responsibility, never set me down and said, "This is what's happening." Yeah, so we went to meet her in Rustenburg, and then we hit it off.
Oh man.
And we took over her house, and we're like, "We're here. You got to slept over. We slept over the first day."
So I remember
chased her boyfriend out, like, "Hey,
We were supposed to go in and out. We slept over. I think we were there for like 2 days or something. Crazy.
I remember that call. That I have another sister. I was like, "Wow, okay," because I've known the two younger sisters, and then you came along. And just such a blessing for Kari. I think also at the time, beautiful, you lost mama, you lost papa, but then you found
I found family.
Absolutely.
Beautiful connection.
Yeah.
How about that for you?
Okay, it was okay for me. My dad used to talk about them, like especially Karabo. The other ones I don't know about them. And when he passed, because I didn't find out until he was buried and he had passed. And I remember thinking, okay, fine, now I need to do grown-up stuff. Go and find my people because you can't just be idle. And I found out where his home was in Karabo. And then that's how I got connected with Rahadi and our stepmom. And they were like, no, you need to come. And then they gave me, I think Karabo's number and my brother's number. And they said, don't freak out. He sounds like a dad.
Yeah, looks like him.
Looks like him.
And sounds like him. And I remember
Stubby fingers.
when they came to meet me in Rustenburg, I was like, I'm used to my other siblings. So now I'm meeting these new people. What if they don't like me? What if we don't gel? Okay, fine, let's meet Polandos and we'll see how it goes. And no, it was just meant to be.
Yeah.
It was meant to
I
be.
love this. I absolutely love this because this goes against every narrative we hear about, children fighting each other later on in life. And, we're especially in the African context, we're told about the squabbling and
The mothers telling you
the
things.
mothers
yes.
hating each other. Thato, talk to me about the conversations your mom had with you about your siblings, because I love that. I think all of your moms individually were driving that hard to say that, you've got siblings and you need to pursue those relationships.
Well, just up to be honest, my mom was so protective of our father. She would always cover up for him to a point where she would not even tell me about my siblings, because obviously as a child, it's a little bit taboo, I knew about you because, to your point, you live down the road, so I can't hide that, But my other siblings, she would never divulge. Borikana, your dad is just that guy. He is just Nick Cannoning all over the show. Sorry, Nick. He's a fruitful man. So to be very honest with you, she would never. In fact, she was very protective of him to a point where, even when I would say, as a teenager, you're going through whatever and you want to say something negative about your father, she'd be like, look, you can think it in your head, you can go discuss it with your friends. But I'm not entertaining it. I'm not entertaining it.
And I love that. I love that in a world where I often find that sides are drawn. When a relationship hasn't worked, parents are often trying to pull and tug a child one way or the other. So I think this is a blessing. It's a blessing in that, in your mom not getting involved, and you often kind of want, somebody to join the fight. But she was essentially saying, well, you'll find him for yourself and then you'll make your own decision.
Exactly.
That's incredible.
Exactly.
That's incredible.
And versus you said have 3 siblings, under the same roof.
Yeah.
How was, is there a difference in the relationships you have because you've known these people all your life versus us? I think we still in, 30-year honeymoon. Because we didn't grow up together.
If I think about it, you guys are probably where we were as kids in terms of our
We're 20 years in?
You're right.
Yeah.
So,
20 at best.
So
I think 20 years
that's me in kind of a varsity, at the end of varsity, where you guys
absolutely.
are. And growing up, to be honest with you, grew up in a family full of love, right? And you take it for granted that you have each other. You are seeking friendships outside the home. I think for me, being, and this is probably a topic for a different episode, but they talk about birth order. I was a middle child, and you can read up about what they say about middle children, but very difficult to find your place in the family, and you're all, because you're not the first, you're not the oh my god, and you're not the last, you're not the baby, you're somewhere in the middle. And I then, and I suppose that's why I've invested in friends. You're kind of trying to find your own, what am I, what do I stand for, what do I like, what do I not like? And you go out into the world, seek each other, and I can say you probably go through a period where you're like, you know what? It's okay, these are the people I choose for myself. But the beauty as you get older is, and I don't even know how to describe it, but kind of your blood always draws you back.
Absolutely.
Whether it is via stepchildren or your own siblings. And I have such an appreciation for my siblings and how they turned out. You know, you grow up in the same home, and I've heard a psychologist say, but you never have the same parents.
Wow.
No, you don't.
You
Yeah,
don't have the
you
same
don't.
parents, even
You
though
don't.
you grow up in the same home.
You don't.
Because they're going through different phases
Correct.
of their
Yes.
lives.
Correct.
And we grow up being told, but you're the same. You
No.
know, how do kids of the same parents, but you don't have
You don't have the same parents.
And I think as you get older, I extend a lot of grace
Yeah.
to my siblings and myself
Yeah.
about the very dynamic way in which we kind of meander through life.
But it's amazing how I think it's also through experiences.
Yeah.
You know, that you bond.
Yeah.
Probably because, like you say, you know, if it's an experience that I've gone through and you're going through it, now I understand.
Absolutely.
Now I empathize. You know, before I would have thought maybe you're selfish or
Yes.
whatever it is that
Yeah.
we think
Yeah.
of each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think there's also, you know, as you get older, we grew up with people that, especially in the invent, when we were younger, of the white schools or the multiracial schools, we were kind of, you know, the first to go into a multiracial or private school.
Maltration.
Maltration. And, you know, kids are speaking English, but you get to an age where you're finding yourself and you love your language. I mean, Gary and I always speak Setswana.
And you guys speak so beautifully. I
Because
admire it
of
so
Anabakare.
much.
I mean, I had to do Setswana as a
Yes.
first
I mean,
language.
you guys did Setswana in high school, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wrote
Yeah.
Setswana.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
And you are wanting yourself. There's really something about getting older where you are looking for your identity. Who are my people? Where do I come from?
Yeah.
Because you realize you didn't get here by magic. You know, you have an ancestry that's given so much and laid a foundation for you to be where you are.
And to your point, like we've always made it a point, like we've always said, we found each other. It's almost like we chose each other.
Yeah.
We chose. I mean, we could have just been like, oh, okay, you're my dad's kid, okay.
Yeah. Because I think it's better
Later.
if you share a mom.
Yes,
Then-
when you share a mom,
Yeah.
you're raised in the same, you have no choice. But then when you have a dad, it's a decision that you make to have the sisterhood.
And that you continue to make all the time, I guess.
Yeah, you have to
Absolutely.
be intentional about it.
Absolutely.
You can't just be haphazard with how you deal with each other. You have to make the effort.
Tell me about conflict resolution in an already very dynamic type of
You
relationship.
know, we need conflict.
It's a Thato.
You know, we don't have
No,
conflict.
we
Let's
had
talk about
conflict.
drama.
And then
And I
she
mean,
calls and
conflict
she's
doesn't
like,
have to be like big and explosive.
yeah, but I guess Thato is better at it because she's like, did I say something off last night? I'm like, yeah.
You kinda did.
Yes.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah, sorry. You know, and I guess because we have different lives, we're not in each other's faces.
Yeah.
So we can cool off and,
Yes.
you know, and I don't know, maybe it's that blood pull.
There's a very
right?
blood pool that you're talking about.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
kind of drives you back towards
Yes.
each
Yeah.
other.
Yeah. So I was saying, Kgothatso, with your other siblings, because now you're introducing this, and we come as a bundle, like we are.
No, we're
We have
yay.
a
We're not skulls.
I was set for the price of one.
Yeah.
And even our personalities. I don't know if it's your dad's personality, because your dad was hella
You
loud.
mean your dad?
Your dad.
Her dad.
Her dad. Their dad was hella loud. Like he was just like, wow, like he just needed a microphone.
Yeah.
It's like, so given our personalities, to Karabo's question, like, yeah.
I think it was a shock to their system because even to mine, because I'm my mother's last born child. So now it's still like I wake up, I'm no longer the last born.
You're the firstborn. You're the elder.
What in between? Yeah. Hey,
Yeah.
middle child, yeah.
So with
You
my
got two little
siblings,
sisters.
I think I had to be intentional with them as well to say, just because now I have the other siblings that we don't share with each other does not mean that I'm not your sibling. But I think they've been gracious enough to to welcome you guys as well.
They
to
have.
say,
They have.
these are
Honestly,
our
they have.
sisters as well. So
Yeah.
it was
They
touch
have.
and go. I had to navigate and manage that relationship as well to say, it's not a replacement, it's an edification.
Yeah.
Oh, I love
Yeah.
that.
And I think, kudos to our moms.
Yeah.
I mean,
Absolutely.
all our moms loved us.
Yeah.
Guys.
You know, and I
Yeah.
think that gave extra permission for everyone around them.
Absolutely.
To-
So you lead up. I often say that
Yes.
you lead with love.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because your mothers were loved.
Yes.
Because had they not been, I would have been bitter about
Yeah, yeah,
these
yeah.
other kids and
Yeah.
vice versa. You get so yeah.
So talk to me about the dynamics of sisterhood, Kari. Talk to me about loving your sisters individually while still kind of thriving in the collective unit. Because that's something that I've had to learn to do in my relationship. I always thought, we are the three, we lead together, we think, and we're not. And because I'm the youngest of my two older sisters, I've had to learn and appreciate that they are individually very different human beings, and that us not agreeing doesn't have to mean that we're in turmoil. So how do you
I think for us, because we met each other older and we didn't grow up together, we allowed each other we allowed time to learn each other. I think that's the difference. So I don't know Thato, so I have to allow Thato to be so I can know her. First, same about Kgothatso, same about Sepi, about Edgar, about Lily.
Counting.
Yeah, so it gave permission. So you sit back and you learn someone, and some things you don't like about them, some things you like about them, but it was more the friendship, the unpeeling of the layer, rather than a disappointment because of an assumption of who they should be. I think I don't know if you guys feel any different.
For me, I mean, look, I grew up with siblings. I've always been the middle child. Older, younger, it's like, okay.
So open and
So it's never been, but like I remember though, I did grow up with one older brother. That was my only older sibling, and I remember growing up wishing and hoping for an older sister. Yo,
and then God was like,
oh sure, God was like, oh sure. Can I tell you?
Be careful what you wish for,
I mean, we went to a cousin's funeral on my dad's side. So, like you say, we travel in packs, right? So the one aunt who's very naughty, for long line. So they get
And we had to line up. I think there were 6 of us that day. We had to line up and introduce ourselves from oldest to youngest. It was crazy. Yeah. And they were laughing. They were having a field day out of this. I'm so and so. I'm so and so. My mother's so and so.
But I mean,
So we are buddy tricks.
We are.
It's a beautiful story because in African culture, we talk about community, but I think over time we've lost that community and we exist in silence. So I love this story. I love your guys' story. And then also, there's the friends in between who then become sisters
As well.
And your siblings
and my
cousins
siblings, and it's ridiculous,
Yeah.
right? It's. I mean, I was explaining to you. There's a gentleman that used to work for Simon, and explaining who's a sister and who's a sister by birth and who's a sister by choosing.
Yeah.
In his view, everyone here
Is
is
a sister.
always around.
Yeah.
But it's such a beautiful thing. We hear horrible stories about girls not liking each other, about sisterhood that isn't healthy. So, Kgothatso, I want to hear it from your point of view. And I don't know if you guys do this deliberately, but we're going to do it here today. What are you most proud of about your sisters? And I want you to tell them to their faces. And we're going to do this.
We've
today.
just done makeup
wow.
We got lashes on.
You're gonna make us cry. You're gonna make us
I'm
cry.
trying to remove my makeup. Guys.
It's okay. But the makeup people will fix it.
I don't think I like to start the kakara. I think it's loving and giving and present. you don't need to say much. It's a call away and you say sis, she rocks up. And that I appreciate about you.
Love you, my sis.
And when I grow up, I'm gonna be just like that. I'm being serious because my sister is a hustler, a hard worker, and a present mom. And a present sister because it's just not about her kids. It's about everyone who is in her life. She shows up. And
Almost for Fejan.
Almost
Yeah.
my almost profession. I think sometimes I look at you and I feel like you are my mirror.
I love that.
She is absolutely amazing. Thato is Navatuma. I was gifted with very special and loving siblings who you don't have to look for them. You just have to say.
Except sister to recession.
No, it's not so I say. I realize.
Lena letwa.
Thato, you go through things, and at some point she wanted to move into my house. I had to put my foot down. You're not moving into my house. I'm okay. You know, because they show up, and it's a choice. They don't have to.
Absolutely.
So for now, I love that about her. And what's again, my father, guys, my dad.
Yeah.
Give birth to hardworking women. Like, if there's one thing that he did right, I'll give him his flowers so he's not here to receive them, to say, you chose incredible women to have kids with.
Yes,
And
absolutely. We
as a
always say
result,
that.
You see it in your kids because
Yeah.
not only is she beautiful and smart and hardworking, but she's loving and caring as well. So,
We're done. Let's shut down.
No.
Yeah.
No. It's fine. We can go
Thato.
home now.
Tell me about your sisters.
My
What you love the most
sisters.
about
Like it's a chronologically from the eldest to the youngest. My bigger, so they're both my big sisters, obviously. So my bigger big sister, very hardworking, Lukhumsha la strata. Like last night, we were at some concert, and she couldn't believe that we're at this event, and she doesn't know anyone because whichever room we go into, she fills up the room like her person. Hey, give it to her. She's just Lukhumsha. And it's all about the grind, it's all about the money, it's all about the hustle.
About the money?
It's all about, it's all
There's
about the
nothing wrong with
money.
that.
It's all about the money, it's all about the hustle. And I love that. I admire that so much, you know. But then part and parcel to that, because I mean, it shows, it bears fruit. Part and parcel to that, you are amazingly humble. I don't know where that comes from. I don't know whether I don't know.
It is the motivator.
I don't know whether it's the motivator. You are amazingly humble, and that's, you know, every time anybody in my life meets you, you know, that's the first thing that's mentioned about you. And obviously she's gorgeous, and they are both, and it's just so boring because their dad was hot. It's actually so boring, but yeah, you know, you fill up the room, man. Like when you walk in, I'm just give muddy pass, muddy bag, muddy. She fills up the room like it's like presents, you know, and humble presents. Like if I didn't know you, I wouldn't say you are you.
I mean, really.
I wouldn't say you are you. And then, how by any stretch of the imagination, you thought you were for a minute.
Yeah.
For a minute you thought you were. Kgothatso is just, oh my goodness, where do I start? Kgothatso is that guy, like 3 a.m. There's an intruder in my house. She will be there, dressed in black. Where do we bury this body? Okay, are you done with this body? Let's go. Yeah. Where do we bury this body? You know, type of thing. So, and it's so weird how, to our earlier point, you didn't grow up with these people, but it's just like, what would I have been without them? I can't even, for the life of me, imagine. Like, where would I have been? Whatever happens in my life, I'm just, calling them sisters.
Oh, that's beautiful.
You know,
Yeah.
That is so
it's
beautiful.
crazy. It is so crazy.
Gary,
It's
I know
crazy.
I'm asking a lot, but tell
It
me
is
about
a
yourself.
lot. It is a lot. Like, can I have a moment first? But I think we are the same like that. I mean, these women are loving. They are present. I mean, they're my children's godparents, for goodness sakes. You know, they didn't have kids. I had kids first, and they were always there. You know, we gotta be aunts. We gotta be present. We gotta take them out. We have to, can I do the school run today? Can I, they're always there. Kgothatso, I mean, we had met that one time, but she was at my wedding. You know, we've had such beautiful friendship. She also, like, she's the most loving person with herself. I mean, Thato and I gossip about him and like, like, we have to be the God keepers of her heart.
Yes.
Because you let it.
If you don't
If
guard
you-
her,
yeah,
if you leave her,
we're always holding court with her that, hey, when I pull back, because she doesn't know how not to give. So we are recipients of that. And she's an amazing soul. Stylish.
oh, dude.
She can work
Yeah, no, I've seen that.
What?
Yeah.
What? You will never catch her hair out of place, ever, even in her sneakers, and so she's a family fashionista. And Thato, who likes to make light of everything, is actually such a softie, and I think she uses humor and and all of that to mask herself, but. Equally, like, I don't know, I think we have equal doses of love, of attention, of showing up, of rallying everyone together. She calls family meetings, like, we have an issue, we gotta do this for each other. This one is going through this, are you aware that this is happening? I mean, we went to bury my aunt on my mother's side with her. And I was trying to introduce her to my family, and they're like, "No, man, of course we know her."
I mean, come on, why are you introducing this girl?
Well, because they're always there. They are part of my family, and I think all our mothers died in peace, knowing that we have each other, because they saw it in their lifetime, which I think was also a great thing. So I'm blessed. I'm blessed. She just mustn't take my shoes though.
Yeah, well,
What's a little she can't have the odd.
I love that. I love that. And guys, we take it for granted. I did this deliberately. We often don't tell each other.
We don't.
You think that people know, and we have to be more deliberate about this discomfort, because it's love, and this is what carries us through those super difficult moments. So
what do you want to say to your siblings that are watching
Guys, today is
You've got your own tissue there.
Sure. I heard last week we had a family bereavement, and we were sitting under a tent on Saturday, and everybody's eating, and I heard my sisters speak about me, probably in a way I've never heard them speak about me before. And I think I'm just grateful. I'm grateful for the ever-changing relationships, even the difficult moments. I think I appreciate now that God in His wisdom sends you the people He sends you. You said it earlier, to hold a mirror up to yourself.
Yeah, absolutely.
And as I've gotten older and I'm extending grace to myself, I realize that the differences in us, which I think when we were younger, I thought they went a long way to drive a wedge between us. They actually didn't. I think their difference shines a mirror to my own blind spots. So I love and appreciate them more than I ever have before. And I suppose I've begun to see them through eyes of somebody that's healing or healed. And I see them now differently to how I did 5 years ago or a decade ago. And they're my superheroes. you know, my sisters are not like you. They're not the life of the party. They are quiet, considered people, but I would kind of step in the line of fire for them. I think I've always protected them. I'm the crazy little sister. I'm the party trick that gets brought out when there's a difficult conversation, because I will have it with Muruti or uncle or whoever I need to have it with. But I know that they cherish me, and I see their love for me not only in them but in their children, my nephews and my nieces, who are my world. So I think it's that. I think, you know, I know I'm grown. I know I'm grown because of how I choose to relate with people, and to you as well, friend. We've known each other for, I don't know.
Longer than we've known.
Actually, you probably known each other since you were 13.
Yes.
So you are family to me. You really have.
Absolutely.
And I love you. I love your children. I love your heart. You know, Kari and I sit, and it's crazy how our relationships have transcended school and relationships and Josie, and they're real. I mean, we cry and we laugh. It's actually a funny thing to watch us, and I don't take that for granted, because I know that not all people have these types of relationships. But I hold you dearly, and I love doing this live thing with you.
Oh my love,
and
me too.
I want us
No, but I need to share a story. So we went to Mafikeng to bury a friend's mom. Remember? So we went to see Sepsis' mom, and you know, it's amazing, this friendship thing. And she's like, yo, but Karabo, I don't have anything. Here's a tray. You know, that's all I can give you. Like, she hasn't opened it. It's a beautiful tray. You know. And because she's my mom, you know, it's like she's fat and she can't walk properly, but she needs to make us something to eat. You know, she's force feeding and whatever. Then we go past her brother Pule's place. The most beautiful thing. Pule gives us money for the road, guys. Here's something for the road.
That is so beautiful.
I was so
that time.
You know, he was really being an uncle. You know, who gives you like
50 rand.
This is love, and this is where my friend is from, you know. And I think that is the most beautiful thing amongst us, our upbringing, you know, the people who raised us, you know, who we grow up with. It's just love personified.
Oh, I love this. This has been so satisfying. Like, I feel like I've had a big plate of food. So, ladies, thank you so much. Actually, we have to change to.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, yes.
To that.
To sisters.
Two
Clink, clink. Oh, thank you so much for watching. Please follow us on KLINK Africa on all platforms, and please like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you soon. Cheers.